believe you can't stop me from chasing my dreams. I know it's rough and the road is long. I got the strength, you can carry me home. Yeah, you can try to silence my voice, but the world's gonna hear my song. Whether I'm right or whether
Mr. Von's channel, Sweatbox. We back, we live, we active. Yes, we are. You know how we do. Let's keep it moving. Let's talk some politics. Specifically, Agent Orange, aka Drumpf. The sound you make when you just drop a 10-pound shit. Drumpf. Donald Trump. So, what did he do this time? So, as you might have noticed, James Comey, the former director of the FBI, was fired by President Trump a couple of days ago. Now, a lot of you would be like, why would he do that? I thought he liked Comey because Comey came out and threw Hillary under the bus 10 days before the election. That probably is the reason why he won, is what a lot of people would say. And a lot of other people would say, hey, wait a minute. Isn't James Comey investigating Donald Trump and the Russian ties? Doesn't that seem a little suspect that he just fired the dude who is investigating him? Yeah, it is. It's very suspect. I just seen D.L. Hewley was on a Daily Show, and he made the joke. He said, man, if I could fire the cop that was about to give me a ticket before I got the ticket, don't you think I would do it? And that's just true. Donald Trump, you are the most corrupt piece of shit I've ever seen, and you're too stupid to realize how bad that makes you look when you fire the FBI director while he's investigating you for doing illegal shit. This dude's days are numbered, people. I mean, come on. He's got to deal with Russia. He made a deal with Russia. If you haven't figured that out by now, I don't know how else. It can't be any clearer. It can't be any clearer. And then he went out and said, he had his press, which is a whole nother story. He had the White House press secretary, Beauchamp, and then he had all of his press people. We even saw the return of Kellyanne Conway come back to TV trying to defend this bullshit move of him firing James Comey. And he said he was told by Jeff Sessions and the assistant district attorney general to fire Comey. And that's what all of his people went out and told the media. But then he does an interview with Lester Holt and just completely throws them under the bus and says, no, that's not what happened. It was my decision. I was going to fire Comey anyway. This dude is a colossal fuck up. A colossal. I mean, I would just love to see in an alternate universe how a Donald Trump would thrive or survive, period, if he wasn't born into money. This dude would be a two-bit hustler with a felony list as long as his arm. Because that's all he is. At the end of the day, you could put a suit on a pig, it's still a pig. Donald Trump is still a piece of shit, low-down scumbag crook at the end of the day. Who's not very smart. And that's what makes him so dead, because he's stupid as fuck. But he thinks he's smarter than everybody else, which makes him extremely dangerous. I mean, come on, the balls on this dude. To really think nobody was going to say anything? Red flags went up like a motherfucker. Like, dude, you just fire the FBI because he was investigating you? Because that's what it looks like to anybody with an IQ higher than 10. That he clearly fired James Comey because he was tired of James Comey investigating him. James Comey had just went to the Attorney General to ask for more money and more manpower for the investigation. Trump was like, we gotta dead this, man. This dude's about to get us. This dude's about to get us all found out. He's about to get us all busted. You got to go, bruh. You're fired. You're fired. I'm sorry. You're no good. And then I mean, this story is so crazy. You can't make this shit up. Comey found out that he was fired while talking to a class of recruits in LA. A class of FBI recruits in LA. He was talking to them. And they had a TV screen on, and it pops up on the TV screen that Comey had just been fired. Didn't call him on the phone, sent a letter, and in the letter, this dumb motherfucker says, while I do appreciate you telling me on 3 separate occasions that I'm not under investigation, I still gotta fire your ass. And so then in the interview with Lester Holt asked him, did you really ask Comey if you were under investigation? This stupid motherfucker was like, yeah, I did. I did that. I asked him if I was under investigation. Hey, he said, if you would be so kind as to let me know if I'm under investigation. Motherfucker, are you serious? God, it must be wonderful to be rich and white. You can do no wrong, apparently. And that includes grabbing him by the pussy. This dude is #1 scumbag. I mean, #1 scumbag. But his days are numbered. This one, it's still on the news. They're still talking about it. This one ain't going away that easily. But you know what he's going to try to do is he's going to try to put somebody, because he gets to appoint the replacement, he's going to try to put somebody in there. I mean, there was rumors that it was going to be Giuliani, that it was going to be Chris Christie, that it was going to be that stupid black sheriff from Milwaukee. I don't remember his name, but he's a piece of shit. He's going to put somebody in there who he knows is Team Trump and who he knows is going to put the kibosh on any kind of Russia investigation. And then, what makes it even, I mean, as if me talking hasn't made the story crazy enough. Let's take it to the Twilight Zone. He meets with the Russian ambassadors. The day after he fires Comey, he meets with the Russian ambassador. The Russian ambassador brings his own photographer. Trump doesn't let any of the U.S. photographers and any of the U.S. press in with them with the meeting, but he lets the Russian photographer in there, and he takes all kind of pictures, and then come to find out he was tricked because the Russian photographer works for the Russian media. So those pictures was up. I mean, this dude is incompetent at levels we've never seen. It's staggering. I mean, I'm impressed at the level of incompetence that this dude is showing. Jedi level incompetence. It's ridiculous. We can't make this up, people. This dude is a moron. He's a moron. And words cannot express how much I need to see him go away. He needs to go away. He's so bad for this country. So bad for this country. And he's corrupt. I mean, he's in bed with the Russians if you haven't figured it out by now. Come on. My niece is 3 and she can figure it out. So, that's where we're at, people. President of the United States fired the head of the FBI because he was being investigated by the FBI. And he thought that was going to... the ego in this man is staggering. It is staggering. Alright, we're going to continue to keep fighting the good fight, and we're going to continue to keep it locked right here on the channel. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, because I love doing these videos and bringing the information to the people. It's what I do. This is my conduit. I love speaking to you guys. Alright, you know how we do. Until next time, it's your boy, Mr. Ron. Peace. 100, y'all.
To the end with you. I'ma go to the end with you. I'ma go. Said I'ma go. I heard him say.